Okay, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is a storytime video, but I'm gonna add like video clips and pictures and screenshots and whatnot in the story time, so it's more fun to watch, I guess, because I'm more of a visual person. If you guys didn't know, I got a nose job. It's pretty much obvious, it's on my face. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, basically you don't really know what happened, but I was rushed to the emergency room. So I'm gonna get into all of that. So basically this is what happened. So after my surgery, I was all fine, I was doing well, you know, I was drowsy from anesthesia, and I went home. So I took my pain meds when I got home, but I never took this one antibiotic, which is Bactrim. If you guys haven't seen my own videos, you guys don't know that I used to have an inflamed intestine. My small little intestine is inflamed, and I also found out I was allergic to like 2 different medications when I got rushed to the hospital last time. Since that video, I've gone to the hospital 2 more times for allergic reactions, so I found out I was allergic to like 4 different medications now. So it was all good. I didn't take this one medication, Bactrim. I was already hesitant about taking it in the first place because I'm so scared to take like strong antibiotics now, because I'm scared of having allergic reaction, because that pain is so bad. Especially the first time I've ever had allergic reaction, I actually had a mini seizure. So I've always been scared to take medication now. I don't like to take anything except like gummy vitamins, that's it, no pills. I hate pills now. So when my doctor was prescribing me all of these stuff, I was at the pharmacy and I was like, can you guys just check again, make sure like I'm not allergic to this? I asked them like, could you make sure that Bactrim doesn't run in the family of other medications that I'm already allergic to? They told me I would be fine and everything, and I was scaring myself. I was going up my phone and searching up Bactrim and like the causes and this and that, because it's a really strong drug, like it fights infections and stuff. I had an appointment this day with my doctor again, because they just had to do a little checkup on me. So I took my meds and I was headed to their office. And once I got to their office, actually no, it was in the Uber. I was in the Uber and we were like pulling up to the office. I was already feeling like itchiness like all over my body. We sat down in the office. I was kind of freaking out, like I was like shaking already. I was telling my boyfriend like, babe, I think I have an allergic reaction. Elijah's like, no, I think you're overthinking it. You're fine, you're fine. And then I was like, okay, maybe I am fine. I tried to convince myself I was fine for like a minute or so. And then I was like, no, I'm really having an allergic reaction. And I told my boyfriend again. He was like, no, Kayla, you'll be fine, you're fine. And then I was like, okay, maybe I am fine. And I was kind of just like fighting back and forth. Am I fine or am I having an allergic reaction right now? Because it wasn't bad yet. And then like 2 minutes later, sitting in the office, bam, my whole body was like burning and itching, and my back was like hurting, and it was just like, I cannot describe the pain because I don't know, but like it's something like that. Like, so my doctor's assistant was like, oh my god, okay, we need to take you to the urgent care, not the hospital, the urgent care, because they'll just give you some steroids. So she was like, we need to take you to the urgent care. So she was like, let me get my car, and then her car ended up dying, so we had to go Uber there. And we ended up Ubering all the way to an urgent care, which was like 5 minutes away. It wasn't bad. I was like crying and screaming in pain though. You guys do not understand. I've gone through this like 5 times already in my life, right? This is like the 5th time, yeah. I've gone through this 5 times in my life. It's the worst pain ever. And each time it just gets worse. And I guess this medication's really strong that it was just so bad. The hospitals really are making bank off of me though, let's be real. When I got to the urgent care, they expected me to fill out an application, but I was literally like dying, so my boyfriend had to do everything while they gave me like a shot of steroids, and they gave me a shot of another drug, and then they put a warm blanket over me, and to see, they let it sit for like 5 minutes, nothing happened, it wasn't working. Then they were like, okay, let's wait another 5 minutes. Nothing was happening still. I was still in pain. It was actually even getting worse.
You actually feeling cold and
yeah,
shaking.
Yeah, I was feeling really cold now, and I was like shaking even though they had like warm blankets over me. And I was at the urgent care, and the doctor was like, okay, clearly the steroids and the other medication's not working. So they had to call 911. Everyone knows like ambulance costs so freaking much. I've already had to pay for one. It was like $1,000 something for a stupid ride that's like 2 minutes away, and the hospital that I went to was like 5 minutes away. It wasn't even that far. But he gave me an option for ambulance or Uber, but I was in so much pain that I literally could not even stand up, that I needed someone to actually like physically carry me. So the ambulance had to come and get me. My boyfriend's freaking out because my boyfriend's never been there before, experiencing me having an allergic reaction before. It used to always be my parents that had the experience with me. I honestly don't remember a lot in the ambulance because I was in so much pain. So I know I just got to the hospital. I remember being in the ER. They kept asking me what was wrong. I told them straight up I'm having an allergic reaction. And they're like, okay, to what? I was like, Bactrim. And they're like, okay, we're gonna give you another dose of another antibiotic. And I was like, hold up. I just had an allergic reaction. I was literally like yelling while I was in pain, saying I had an allergic reaction to another antibiotic, and you're gonna give me another antibiotic. And they told me they had to because since I had stitches on my rib and my nose and my scalp, they can't risk me getting an infection. They started pumping me with a bunch of like pain meds and what, babe? Tylenol, Benadryl. They were giving me not morphine, but a stronger dose of morphine. What was it? Diluted or something like that. It's just kind of like morphine but stronger. And guess what? I had an allergic reaction to that too. And they started pumping me with other shit like Tylenol, this and that. And I was in that ER room for like a good, I don't know, 7 hours, and they were just pumping me with a bunch of medication.
Okay, it's going.
This and that, and I just had a reaction to every single one of their medications. Like it just, nothing was working. So I was in pain for like 7 hours, guys. So after everything, I was feeling a little better. I was still in a lot of pain. Like I was still itching and burning. So itching and burning, itching. Okay, I watched too much TikToks. They decided that they're gonna keep me overnight because it was kind of like late at night, late after that. So they decided they're gonna keep me up at night. So they moved me to a different room. The other type of morphine. I'm sorry, guys. I'm no doctor, so I don't know what the hell the drug's called. But they decided to pump me with that again, to help me go to sleep. And I started crying and screaming, and I was like, no, I can't have this one. I guess the nurse didn't know. So they pumped me with that again, and I started having an allergic reaction, and I was like crying. They pumped me with that, and I was having another allergic reaction. And through that whole entire night, I was like, they couldn't give me morphine after that because they already pumped me with like that drug. So you can't have too many like drugs in your body because you're gonna die. So they couldn't give me morphine. They're like, sorry, we're gonna have to give you the morphine later. And I was like, I honestly was wishing like I was dead. Like I honestly was telling my boyfriend too. I was like, I just want to die already. And then
I remember you telling me you didn't feel you were gonna make it.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry right now. Yeah, I literally even told him because it's so much pain. Like I never felt like this before. My hands are going swollen. Look.
You don't want this?
It's not even working. Ow. What's going on? During that whole entire freaking night, I was crying and screaming. They would give me some like sleeping pill, but I would literally, like, it did not work. I would sleep for 5 minutes and then wake up screaming, and then I would fall asleep again, wake up screaming. Like it was all night. Yeah, Elijah stayed with me the whole entire time I was there. I was there for 3 days, by the way, guys. I ended up not being an overnight thing. I ended up being there for 3 whole days. Elijah stayed with me the whole entire time. He didn't even go home to shower. True love right there. Like he could have just gone to sleep, like, you know, like he could have put some earphones in and gone to sleep, but he stayed up with me and held my hand the whole entire time. It was probably 4 a.m. in the morning, and they finally came in and they're like, okay, we could pump you with some morphine. They gave me some morphine and I was feeling a lot better. The doctors back home in Florida, by the way, I'm in California right now. The doctors back home in Florida would always just pump me with morphine and I'm like good to go. I was feeling better and I went to sleep. and I actually had a good sleep. I wasn't eating a lot when I was in the hospital too. I would take like 2 bites out of my food, and I felt so sick to eat. When I woke up after my sleep, I was noticing that I haven't had a bowel movement yet, and basically that means like I haven't took a shit yet. And if you guys don't know, I have an inflamed intestine, so that's a no-go. And so it's been like 2 days now, and I realized I haven't gone to the bathroom, so I started freaking out to my boyfriend about that, saying, oh my god, I know what's going on, my intestine is inflamed again. If your intestine's inflamed, it takes like a year for it to go back to the way it is, and it hasn't been a year yet for me. So my intestine is still like mildly inflamed. Now it's just inflamed again, so I'm back to the same spot, but it's mildly inflamed. And if you're clogged up and stuff, and you know you haven't gone to the bathroom, and one day your intestine can pop, and you can die. They didn't get back to me like an hour later with the medications. My boyfriend was getting so impatient and so like annoyed by them because they were pumping me with medication I didn't need and not giving me the things that I needed. Like, so I know the things that my doctors give me when I was back home, so they were just pumping me with random shit. So now I know for sure my bill is so high. It's gonna be so high because they were doing like x-rays on me again and ultrasounds, and I didn't even need all of that because I already knew what was going on. I was having an allergic reaction, and then I also just realized that my intestine was inflamed, so that's why I was having bad reactions to other medications they were pumping me with. So after like the bowel movement, I know this is so TMI, I like to say, but like this is all that happened. So after that, like I felt so much better. Like my back felt more relieved and whatnot. And I don't know if I ruined my nose or not from crying, because I was crying a lot. So after that, I was feeling better. I was still really weak, not eating a lot. They were pumping me with the same medications. I was having a hard time going to bed still. But what they're trying to, the only reason they kept me another day is because what they're trying to do is find another antibiotic that they can give me, because they can't let me go home with no antibiotics, because I have to take one because I just had surgery and I have a cut on my rib, my nose, and my head. So I have to take some antibiotic to prevent me getting an infection. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'll take the infection. They had like different type of doctors come in. Like infectious disease doctor came in. Apparently they told me they were doing research for like 4 hours, and they found an antibiotic that's for me. It's a very, very old drug. 4 hours of research, they found out that I am not allergic to clindamycin. Clindamycin, let me find that paper. Little booklet of my medication, because they really wanted me to take the medication, but I was refusing. So I was like fighting with the doctors, like, no, I'm not taking it. They even called my mom. So it's currently day 3 in the hospital. They moved me from the ER to the emergency room, and then now I'm in the hospital. I've been staying here for 3 days already. They're trying to give me another medication, even though I've already had like bad like allergic reactions to like 4 of them. And I've also had an allergic reaction to like a stronger type of morphine too. And now they're trying to give me another medication. They were really trying to get me to take that meds, and I was refusing. You guys should have seen it. It was so funny. I was like, no. The nurse was like, okay, I'll come back. And I was like, no, you don't have to come back. I'm not gonna take it. I'm allergic to Ciprone. I'm allergic to Doxilin. Doxilin gave me the seizure, so not taking Doxilin ever in my life. I'm allergic to anything with sulfa. So any medication with sulfa. I'm allergic to promazine, and I'm also allergic to tortellin, and I'm also allergic to diluted. So I'm allergic to 6 different things. By the way, when I was there, guys, my white blood cells, when they took blood tests on me, were very high, and that means there's an infection. So they were thinking there was an infection in me this whole entire time, and there wasn't. It was because of the meds that they gave me. So I didn't have an infection. The only reason my white blood cells were so high was because of all the medications they gave me. Yeah, guys, so that's basically it on why I was rushed into the hospital and was in there for like 3 freaking days. If you ever had an allergic reaction, let me know, and how bad was yours. because mine one's really bad. I cannot even explain it in words. Like, all I know, I can use like burning and itching, but like it's like 20 times that. Like, that's like the only words I can use and think of. Like, it's, but anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video, because I'm gonna be getting my cast off.